What is going on, fellow farmers? Welcome back to the episode of FS25 with your boy CJ Farms. Today we're going to be back on the Ponderosa map, picking up from where we left off. So the object of this is to, like I said before, is to completely, not completely, but widen this field a lot more than what it is. I want to bring it out to probably about right here. So, which means we're going to have to cut, some of these trees down. And we do not have a spray paint can, so we're going to have to grab one real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all so you never miss any future content or live streams. I really appreciate the love and support here on CJ Farms, guys and girls. It does mean a lot. All right, let's get our spray paint can out here, and we're going to start marking these trees. What I was saying in the last episode, I don't think I got to finish saying it, but when you're spraying these cans, as long as that little tree icon and spray paint can, if you can see that on the tree, that means you're going to mark it. Like if I go like this, it's not going to mark it. But if I go like this, it marks it. See that? So we're going to mark our trees here that we need to cut down. That's exactly what the purpose of these spray paint cans are for. I remember years ago when I was a kid, my dad having a spray paint can and going back in the woods and him marking specific trees that he wanted to cut down, and I remember him doing that a lot, but it was always a red spray paint can. My dad always used a red spray paint can. It was never a green one or anything like that. It was always a red one. So with that said, we're going to mark these trees here. I think that one's marked. I don't know about these. We're going to go ahead and mark them just to be sure. I think I did mark I want to say I did mark these trees here. You never know. I think it's a little unrealistic, though, because if you spray it on this side and then you spray it on this side, the other mark leaves and this one pops up. So I think it should stay there. We don't really need to cut these down, but we're going to go ahead and cut them down just to get them out of the way, just to have more room to maneuver around stuff. So we got those marked, and we probably need to go ahead and mark this one, which I don't know if we already did or not. Did we mark this one? We did not. So we're going to mark these trees here. So we want to bring it over quite a ways. And I think we marked that one. Yeah, we marked that one. It's always good to go back and double check, because I really wish they make it realistic where you could spray like all four sides of the trees. Or at least when you spray the other side of the tree, you know what I'm saying, the other mark doesn't leave, you know what I mean? So it's just, to me, that just seems unrealistic. Is this a tree, like two trees together? It is. We're definitely gonna knock this one down, just because. Now, can you spray these two separate trees? You can. All right, so that's pretty cool. And I think we marked these. That one's marked. That one's marked. That one's marked. And that one is marked. So that should be. We do have a CJ Farms Discord, ladies and gentlemen, that I will link in the pinned comments for those who want to come share their Farming Simulator pictures, or your Farming Simulator adventures, or whatever you want to share in there. We have a CJ Farms Discord that you guys can come join and chat with me and other farmers. So, and I do pop in there quite a bit from time to time when I get time. I do stay pretty busy. I have a full schedule all week. As you guys know, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I have dialysis from like 8 in the morning till 11:30 or noon. So that takes up quite a bit of my time there. And then, of course, I come home from dialysis on those days, and I go straight to work, and that's doing videos for my main channel, Criminal Justice, the channel here on CJ Farms, and videos for my Patreon. So I'm keeping up with a whole lot. And really, in all honesty, being the fact I'm a dialysis patient, I'm supposed to be resting a lot. Because when you're a dialysis patient, that means that your kidneys does not work. And I think you guys have heard me say this before. But that means your kidneys don't work. So the energy that most of you have out there with your kidneys functioning, the energy that you guys have is natural energy. And I don't have that anymore. I used to, and I remember when I used to have natural energy, and I would still drink energy drinks just to give myself some extra energy. But now, the only energy I can depend on to put a pep in my step a little bit is energy drinks. So, and I drink NOS. I drink the original NOS. I don't drink the grape. I don't drink any other kind of NOS. I think it's just grape and the originals, all those that's out there anyway. So, but that's the only kind of energy that I can really get, to be honest about it. If I'm not drinking energy drinks, I'm not having energy. That's just the way it is. That's the reality of it. It's not a sad reality because I stay positive through what I go through. I don't let it get me down. I know that, there's some people out there that would let it get them down. But as I've said 100 times before, there's no amount of complaining I could ever do that would make my situation any better. You just gotta roll with it, man. You gotta accept it and you gotta roll with it because I can't do anything about it. I mean, complaining about it is definitely not gonna heal my kidneys. It's not gonna make them work. And I say it like this. My wife has talked to me about it. My mom has talked to me about it. And my kids have talked to me about it. Nope, let go of that. Let me get this one over. I think they're trying to go in there. There they go. They're going now. This one is like really trying to go. But I've thought about getting back on a transplant list. I've really, really considered it. But I don't know. I look at it like this. It's not that I don't know, but I look at it like this. If it's meant for me, and if God intends for me to have a kidney transplant, it will happen. If God intends to heal my kidneys, it will happen. But if not, that's okay. I'm completely content in life, and I've made my peace with God over all this. As a matter of fact, I made peace with God in 2023 when I gave my life back to Christ. But even if I never get a transplant and I die being on dialysis, or spend the rest of my life on dialysis, you know what I mean? I am perfectly okay with that because I'm a very positive human being, and I don't let anything get me down, man. I don't let bills get me down because there's a lot of times when me and the wife will run behind on bills, which is why I picked up the extra job, I guess you would call it. And I don't let anything get me down. I'm a very positive person. And I don't get stressed out easily. I'm a very patient guy, and I just roll with the punches, man. That's all you can do. So if you guys are ever in a situation where you feel like it's the end of the world, and it's like the world is coming down on your shoulders, why can I not grab this tree? There we go. Just remember, man, God is in control. God is in control, and He will always take care of things. And when my wife, she stresses about money, she stresses about bills, and I always tell her God will always provide. And you know what? It ends up He always does. He always provides, and I don't doubt God, man. I never have doubted God, and I never will, because God promises us that He will never leave nor forsake us. The Bible says that, and I completely trust the Lord. And I know I talked about this in the last video, guys, but like I said, I could go on talking about God for hours. But my point is that I always stay positive about every situation I'm in. And, I don't see it, but my wife tells me I'm a very strong person. She says, honey, you're a lot stronger than what you think you are. And she said, you're a lot stronger than what you give yourself credit for. And maybe I am. Maybe I am a strong person. Maybe that's why I stay so positive about everything, you know what I mean? So but just stay positive out there, guys. The positivity is key, man. If I weren't being positive in this situation, I would just be down the dumps. And positivity has got me through a lot of things, not just this, not just being on dialysis, but a lot of other things in my life. Positivity has gotten me through. And just stay positive, guys. Always think on the brighter side of things. And think about it like this: no matter how bad you've got it, no matter how bad your situation is, someone has always got it worse than you do. And that's what I try to think about, even though I'm on dialysis, even though my kidneys don't work, and I got to go to this clinic 3 times a week and get hooked up to this machine where it, pulls my blood out of one line and cleans it and puts it back in my body in another line. And they have to take out the excess fluid of my body because I don't urinate anymore, and they have to take that off. Anything I drink, they take it off of my body. Even though I go through that, I still stay positive, and I just trust in the Lord, man. I trust in Him. And but anyway, guys, I know I've been on my soapbox for the last couple episodes, and I'll try to stay off my soapbox a little more often. But it's just that I like to, the Bible tells us not to boast, but if we do boast, to boast in what the Lord has done for us. And I'm a firm believer in boasting about what God has done for us in our lives, and we're supposed to do that because that shows people what God has done for you. We're going to move these over and get them going or something, man. Come on. Get these things going. Come on. Just a little bit more. There it goes. But, you know, I just boast about I don't boast about the things that I've done or the things that I've accomplished, because I cannot accomplish anything without the power of God. I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it, and I know that. I know where all the good things have come from in my life. And you know, you just when I boast about things, I talk about things. That's why I talk to you guys about not what I've done for myself, but what God has done for me. You know, and God has done a lot of amazing things for me in my life, and He has spared my life so many times. And because in 2023, when I gave my life back to Christ, for those that don't know the story, that's when my kidneys rejected, and you know, it was a pretty distraught situation, because this is a kidney that my mom had given to me back in 1998, and I had this kidney for 27 amazing years, which is like a record, because kidney transplants don't normally last no longer than 10 years, and that's just what I've heard from doctors and stuff, and they said for your kidney to have lasted 27 years has got to be some kind of record. So, you know, I'm very grateful of the time I had with the kidney being active and working, but I'm also grateful for the time I've had with the kidney not working, because it has taught me to be a new person, and it's taught me to be a humble person. It will humble you real quick when your organs are rejecting, when your organs are dying, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it, and the only person you have turned to is God. It will make you humble real fast. It really will. And ever since I've given my life back to Christ in 2023, my life has never been better. And the story is that my kidney rejected in 2023, and my body was what they called fluid overloaded. So what that means was I had a lot of fluid on my body. I was swollen. I had fluid on literally from my feet up to my chest, and I was swollen like a balloon, guys. And I was swollen so bad in my legs that I could barely walk, man. I could barely walk, and when I did walk, I couldn't even bend my knees all the way because it hurt. It felt like my knees were going to bust because they were so swollen. Like the size of my knees, guys, no exaggerations. This is no exaggeration. The size of my knees were the size of grapefruits, and that is probably lightly putting it. But the size of grapefruits, if I could say it, is how big my knees were when I was fluid overloaded. So, but yeah, guys, I was just fluid overloaded, and like I said, I was swollen from the back of my feet to the back of my neck, up to my chest. Anyway, my neck was swollen a little bit too, but that's how bad I was swollen. And when they weighed me at max weight with all the fluid on my body, I had put on, guys, check this out, I had put on 25 pounds of fluid. Now you think about that. You think about 25 pounds of fluid. Fill up a jug until it gets to and put it on a scale and fill it up until it gets you a 5-gallon bucket, and fill that up until it gets to 25 pounds. Just fill it up with water until it gets 25 pounds, and that will give you a good idea of the fluid I was carrying around in my body. And it was really rough, guys, but I got through it. The doctors took good care of me, and they did a kidney biopsy on me at that time, which didn't really solve anything, but it allowed them to look deeper into what was going on. And they told me, they said, yeah, man, your kidneys reject, you're in rejection right now, and we're gonna start to recommend you to dialysis. So, and it was all uphill from there, man. It was all uphill from there. So, and sometimes God will do things in our lives to get our attention, and I really believe, because back then I had not turned my life back over to Christ yet. Before my kidney rejected, I was not living for Christ. I was kind of arrogant back then. I was kind of a irritable guy. Not irritable to the point to where I snapped at everybody, but I was an arrogant guy, and I was very prideful. I'll say that. I was a little irritable at times, but not like too bad. And not as bad as you guys are probably thinking, but I was arrogant, and I was prideful. And in 2023, Christ got my attention. And the way he done that was he caused me to be fluid overloaded and my kidney went into rejection. And I really believe to this day that God allowed that to happen to get my attention, to get me back on track. Because before then, guys, I was not living for Christ. I was not living for God. And I was very, like I said, I was very arrogant and I was very prideful. And since I've turned my life over to Christ, it's just been an amazing, amazing life. And, you know, I have a godly peace now, and it's just absolutely wonderful. You can have a godly peace. You can have an earthly peace and be happy. But there's absolutely nothing like having a godly peace. There's just nothing like it. But let's go over here, guys. Let's get the rest of these trees. I don't think we have many left to get. That might have been the last one. Now we got 2 more left to get. We got 2 more trees left to get, and then we can get our front loader in here and start picking up these wood chips and putting that in the trailer. That's gonna make some money for us. So let's take this over to here, and then we got 1 more to get after this, and then we can get our front loader and start picking up these wood chips. Let's throw that in there. All right, there goes that one. So we've done quite a bit of work on this farm, guys. I mean, and we've done a lot. As you guys can see, we started with a very, very small field. And if you guys will go back to the very first episode, you will see how small that field really was. It's very small. And it's just, we've done a lot of work. We've cut down a lot of trees. We've sowed a lot of crop. We've sold a lot of wood chips. And we've made a lot of money, guys, doing this. There goes the last tree right there. So let's go ahead. I'm going to double check and make sure that we got all the trees. And then once we get all the wood chips up, we will start cutting the rest of the trees down. There that goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope I'm not, I don't ever want to preach to you guys. Again, I'm just talking to you guys about what God has done for me in my life. And I want to share that with the world. You know, we're supposed to share those stories. And that's why the Bible says, that's why Jesus said in the Bible, do not boast, but if you are going to boast, boast in the Lord, your God. And so that's why I do boast about what God has done for me, because that's what we're supposed to do, and it's meant to be shared. The gospel of the Word of God is meant to be shared with the world. It's meant to be shared, man. The Word is life, it's love, it's peace, it's happiness, joy, it's everything great, man. So let's go and get the rest of these wood chips up. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode here, but I hope you guys don't feel like I'm preaching to you. I'm just telling you what God has done for me, and it's been pretty amazing. See, if you don't have that bucket down just right, it will not pick up the bottom part of the wood chips. The best way to do is move up and tip that bucket down just like that, and then get your wood chips, just like so. All right, that's 100%. I think we missed a little bit back there. Maybe we got it. I don't know. And if I did not have the weight on the back of this tractor, guys, it would tip over forward on me every time I hit my brakes with a bucket full of wood chips, which is why I got the weight, because every time we was getting wood chips in this bucket and we was going up to dump them off in the trailer and I'd hit my brakes, it was tipping the tractor forward. So. Again, I'm still trying to shake this cold, man. I've been trying to shake this cold for a while now. And it's just not wanting to get off my body. See how my tractor's sliding there, so we're going to tip it up a little bit. Oh, and now it's not getting the bottom of the wood chip. So you tip it up a little bit, tilt it down just a tad, about like that, and that should get the wood chips. But if your tractor's driving pretty good like this, then you should be okay. But sometimes if you got that bucket down too far, it will slide your tractor everywhere and it won't drive correctly. But guys and girls, that's going to do it for this episode of FS25. I hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all so you never miss any future content or live streams. Until next time, everyone, this is CJ Farms. And one crop at a time, we're helping America grow. God bless you all. And I will see you all in the next video.